All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm really glad you're here today for the breastfeeding class. My name is Karen. I am a postpartum nurse of 17 years, and currently I'm a lactation coordinator, helping moms learn how to feed their babies and feel confident after birth. Today I'm going to teach you the same way I teach moms in the hospital. Okay. So let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, okay. Anyway. So when your baby arrives, this is the first time you're hearing it. Breastfeeding is natural, but it is also a learned skill for you and your baby. Most moms don't struggle because they're doing anything wrong. They struggle because no one explained what's normal before baby arrives. So, my goal today is to help you understand what the expectation is and what to do so you feel more confident from the start. Something is echoing, so hang on. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next slide here. So I will be showing you slides and also demonstrating some things I have our breast and some pumps. And I have a baby here. And then I'm going to show you different things with that. Okay. So, why breastfeeding matters? Breastfeeding has important benefits for you and your baby. For your baby, it helps against infections, illnesses, support with growth and development, builds a strong immune system, and lowers the risk of asthma, diabetes, and obesity. For you, it helps your body recover from birth, lower the risk of breast and ovarian cancers, and supports bonding with your baby, of course. And I always tell moms this: every drop of breast milk matters. It's not all or nothing. Okay. So think of it that way. Even a little bit of breastfeeding is better than nothing. So let's talk about the current recommendations. The current recommendations are to exclusively breastfeed for the first 6 months, unless there's a medical reason to do some things different. So after the 6 months, you begin introducing solid foods where we're continuing to breastfeed at this point. After a year old, you can continue as long as you want and your baby wants. There is no exact time to stop. Every family's journey looks different. The most important thing is that you feel informed and supported in whatever journey you choose. So, understanding milk production. One of the biggest concerns moms have when is whether if you're getting enough milk. In the beginning, your body produces colostrum. It comes in very small amounts, and it is exactly what your baby needs. Your baby's stomach is very, very small. Okay, very small, like a grape size in the beginning. So those small amounts are normal and appropriate. Okay, your mature milk typically comes in around 2 to 5 days after birth, depending on how the hormones are working and all of that. I won't go too detail into that, but just because it's medical terms. So, milk production works on supply and demand. So, putting baby to breast as soon as baby's born. So, what you want to do is when babies are born, they are laid to your chest. And then within that hour, you're going to start breastfeeding. Okay. No going to the table to get weighed, no no one else holding baby besides you, because baby knows your heartbeat and your warmth. So it regulates baby's temperature, baby's heart rate. All of the things are regulating with you since baby's out here with us. Okay. So unless it's medically necessary, skin to skin is the most important part in the next few weeks. So wearing baby is a lot that you need to do. So baby knows you, is safe with you. And sometimes even when baby's crying and you don't know, baby's just been fed, baby's been changed, baby's has everything. They just want you comfort because they're used to your heartbeat. Okay. So milk production works on supply and demand. The more you feed baby, the more your body makes. Frequently feeding in the beginning is what helps build a strong milk supply. Your body is designed to make what your body or baby needs. Okay. So those first couple weeks sets the standards of how your whole journey may be. Okay. Um, like I said, skin to skin right after baby's born is the most important thing you can do for your baby. That means your baby is placed directly to your chest, which I had just said, and I told you all about the temperature, the breathing. It triggers the feeding instinct. So let's talk about that at first. So as long as baby's laying on you, baby's feet is touching your belly, baby's going to do what's called a baby crawl. And they're going to start pushing with their feet, maybe a little bit. Their hands are going to start moving. They're going to touch you and feel you to make sure, they're fine. They're actually looking for your breast at that point. Because if you think about it for a second, if you were a mammal, so humans do the same as like cats or dogs. When they're first born, they find mom and they start sucking. That is what your baby's going to do. So you want to do the laid back position, not sit straight up in the bed. I mean, if that's the way it's going to happen, that's okay. But those instincts gives the gravity of babies laying on you, and baby can push and get to your breast. So lay that bed back about 30 degrees, okay? Like a recliner, like you have your legs all out and you're laying back in a recliner a little bit further back, okay? Like you're not all the way down, but just a slight bit up. That baby's going to find your breast. It is very neat to watch how babies crawl to your breast and eventually just even latch. So if babies don't, it's okay. Babies are very alert, very awake, very ready to go that first feeding. And this is where I see moms all the time say, baby fed very, very well the first time, and then now baby's so sleepy, I can't get baby awake. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but that is very important. Baby's sleeping, we wake baby up, and it's kind of difficult. So you think in your head that, oh my God, something's wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with you, I promise. It's just a process that they're going through. So let's look for signs of ready for hunger, okay? Baby's hunger cues. So your baby will show you when they're ready to eat. Early feeding cues include they're starting to wake up, they're moving their head back and forth, they're opening their eyes a little bit, they're looking for their hands, and maybe they're even moving their mouth a little bit, that is an early cue. So what is a late cue? That's when babies start to cry. It's going to be more difficult to get baby to latch when they're crying because they're upset. They don't understand what's going on and all of that. So skin to skin, no swaddling, no clothes, down to a diaper, skin to skin. That's where they know you. That's where they trust you. That is where they smell you, touch you, all of it. Down to a diaper, calm baby before you feed, and then put baby in position. And we'll talk about positions in just a second. All right. Now, let's talk about positions. So because there is, as long as you're comfortable, always bring baby to you, never lean over to baby because you're going to be uncomfortable for like this for half hour, however long baby wants to eat. You don't want to be uncomfortable and, oh my God, my back hurts, I can't move. And you always want to go pee first because that's the first thing, baby latches and finally gets latched and you're like, okay, oh God, I have to pee now. What do I do? Then you hold it for a half hour and you feel like you're busting. It's uncomfortable. Always pee first. Um, so positions, let me get the baby. There's never a perfect position. The goal is to find what works best for you and your baby. Like I said, I talked about the laid back, but that is really good in the beginning just because baby's really looking for you. The most important thing is to, again, bring baby to you, not you to baby. Keep the baby belly to belly. Okay. So if you think about it, if you're not belly to belly or straight on to your food, right? You want to eat your hamburger here or your Big Mac, I call it, right? Not like this. You don't want to eat your Big Mac like this, right? And you don't want baby to be belly up and then have to turn their head for their Big Mac, right? So, what you're going to do is you're going to get, this is called the cradle position, okay? Belly right up against me. Baby is to me. Pillows all around you, right? Pillows all around you. Get that baby supported. So your arms don't have to get tired either, okay? So you're going to let baby's hands kind of be where they are. I usually tuck this one under here, okay? And then you're going to do a C. See the C? You're going to grab that breast. I'm going to use this one. Okay. You're going to grab that breast and pinch down a little bit now. Okay. So baby can find your nipple. So you want baby's chin to the nipple first, right? Up and over. I know your boob doesn't move that way, but chin up and over. I'll do it again. Chin, they're smelling your nipple, nose to nipple, chin, that lip comes up and over. That lip flanges out. You want the baby to be back on the areola, because if baby is right here, it's going to pinch and hurt. Your nipple should not come out looking like a lipstick or squished. That's going to hurt you. Back here is where your milk ducts are, and that's where the baby's going to get the best milk. So back here, if it hurts and it's painful, break the latch. Break the latch. Just go to the side and just do this, okay? That'll break it so it doesn't pull your nipple off, right? So back here, you're going to have baby sucking away, and it's going to it may feel like, oh, that's a little weird, but because nobody's usually there doing that for the first time, or even the second baby is kind of like, oh. So it should just be a pull tug, pull tug, pull tug. Nothing like, oh my God, get him off. So that is a good latch. If down right here or barely on, you're going to feel it and you're going to be like, get this baby off of me, please, because it doesn't feel good. Okay. So there's that. Always have pillows around you, baby's up to you, and you're good. Make sure you're comfortable. Okay. So the cross cradle, right? You're just going to, baby's in the same position. Just going to change your arms. Put your hand always on baby's back. Baby's back. You're going to take your thumb under this ear and these fingers, one above if you want, one below, or the rest below. So that way you have control of baby's head a little bit, and baby's not going to feel like all over the place, right? So cross cradle, you're going to use this arm to use your breast and to get baby on. Chin first, because nipple to nose. Okay. And then again, like cradles like this, and you use this hand. All right. Football hold. So you're going to actually grab baby here and here when you pick a baby up, no matter what you're doing. So finger under this ear, thumb under this ear, your hand on the baby's bottom, and your thumb in between to grab that leg, right? So baby is stable. If you need to get baby out of a crib, get baby out of somebody's arms, change positions, which I'm doing. Baby's belly is aligned with baby's head. Back and head are aligned. This is the football hold. So you're going to have plenty of pillows. I should have brought pillows and I didn't. And baby's feet behind you. Baby is actually going to be able to see you more. You have this hand and you're going to see and you're going to go in nipple to nose, chin first. Okay. And there will latch from there. And that is the football hold. We talked about the laid back position. That's like you get in a recliner or in the bed that reclines and you're up just a little bit. And baby is kind of like, can be this way or down straight, because when they come up, when they're laying down you, just like this, straight down, they're going to find that chin hits the breast, and they're going to find that nipple and go up and over. And you're laying back. You have more arm control because gravity has baby right on you, and gravity is going to hold baby there. And you have pillows all around you, right? You'll have more control of your hands, breast. You'll have more hands, pretty much. So the laid back position, let me go to the next slide because that one has, okay, a little bit like this. So the sideline. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay completely down on your side, flat on a bed. Okay. You're going to have baby on baby's side, all aligned, right up against you. Okay. So make sure when you lay down that your hand is on your head is on your hand, because this is one thing that when moms go to sleep, because they have the pillows there, then they go like, oh my goodness, they fell asleep. So if you're on your hand, you're going to feel that movement on baby or back away from baby. You're going to wake up. So know that's a one thing that you should do. All right. So those are the positions. All right, so we talked a little bit about latch, but your deep latch is the foundation of successful breastfeeding. You want to line your baby's nose up with your nipple, then wait till the baby opens their mouth wide like a yawn, like they're yawning. When the mouth is open, you bring your baby quickly and closely. So it's like, oop, baby open their mouth, you're, oop, get them in there, okay? Your baby's mouth should never cover the nipple. I just said that wrong. The baby should always cover the nipple. So up and over, up and over. So up and over, up and over. Okay, way back here. I know babies aren't that big of a mouth, but trust me, it does happen. It's good. You don't want them right here. So you want to see that top of that areola. See the top of that areola right there, because that's a good latch, because they're way down here. That nipple hits the top of the mouth and it triggers a suck. Okay. You should feel the pull tug, not a sharp pain. If you have pain, relatch. Small adjustments can make a big difference. Positioning can be a big difference too. So, and babies will like one side over the other typically. So maybe it's just trying to adjust the positioning to get baby to like that side. But if a baby will not latch on one side, you still have to pump that other side, because you don't want to come in lopsided. Okay, here's a big one. Okay, so when you are first delivered, correct? Baby's very alert, very awake, and ready to go. Okay, now when they come back over to postpartum or wherever, however you guys do this, you are exhausted. You're learning, you both are learning. Okay, babies know what to do, but they're still learning how to do it. They know that they have to eat and where to find it usually, but they're still learning, very much so. So that first night, it's going to be like a struggle to keep baby awake, to feed, or even to get baby to even latch. And that is okay. The first 24 hours, you have given baby enough from you when baby was inside of you to still practice. But I need you to practice every 2 to 3 hours. Babies have to eat 8 to 12 times in a 24-hour period. Okay. They have to eat. You have to attempt because they're never going to learn. This is the first thing you're teaching your baby. So remember, this is great. Okay. So you're thinking, oh, baby doesn't like me. Baby doesn't want to eat. Baby doesn't want to wake up. I don't understand. It's a normal process. You're both are exhausted. So as long as you try, write it down that you did it because typically your nurse is going to want to know when you attempted, how to attempt that final thing. So before we go into cluster feeding, I want to talk about another thing, hand expression. Okay, hand expression. If babies are very sleepy, don't want to wake up, you need to start hand expressing. So if babies don't latch, hand expression every 2 to 3 hours you need to do because you're telling your body, okay, there's been some removal. I need to fill back up because it's on demand, right? Supply and demand. If you never or you skip a feed, your body says, I've made enough. I don't need to make any more, and things slow down. Okay. So, hand expression. You're going to push back on your breast and squeeze back here. You can go a little bit forward so that way it comes out, right? Do not come down to that nipple and squeeze that nipple. That's going to hurt. That's painful. That's not fun. So, you're going to get a syringe or a cup or a spoon or whatever they have for you. You're going to go back, squeeze back here until the milk stops coming out. You're going to get a syringe and suck it out. Drip it in a cup. If you use a pump, what's going to happen typically, unless you're really coming out, okay, if you're only getting a few little drops, it's just going to stick around this edge if you pump. You're never going to be able to give it to baby. That's why I say hand expression is best for the 42 hours or 48 hours. That's what I can't think today. So going back, squeeze back here until it stops leaking. Of course, you're going to keep pulling or letting it drip into a cup. However, then when you're done and you have like even 1 ml is enough for baby right now because babies' bellies are, when they're 1 year old, they're only like a small grape. 1 year, 1 day, not even, firstborn, first 24 hours, that belly is only a small grape. They only need 5 to 7 mLs per feeding. That's a full feeding. Okay. Sometimes if you do a hand expression, even before you latch baby a little bit, get them to taste that milk. And it's like, oh, it kicks in. And they're like, oh, getting on there, getting on there, getting on there. Okay. So hand expression is very important. So when babies are very sleepy, you can just put the syringe in the side of the pocket of the mouth, very small drops until they swallow. Because if you squirt too much in there, it's going to choke them, and then they're going to spit it out, and it's a waste of your golden milk, right? Okay. Now, let's move on to understanding cluster feeding. Cluster feeding. There will be times when your baby wants to feed very frequently, sometimes every hour, maybe every 15 minutes, every half hour. That is called cluster feeding. It is very common in newborns and during growth spurts. So, that second night, when you think that baby's been feeding very well, sleeping very well, make sure you take a nap during the day. That is the most important thing I can tell you right now, because that second night, typically, not every babies do this, but typically they do. That next night, they're going to start cluster feeding. And you're thinking, holy crap, my baby's not getting enough milk because my baby wants to eat all the time. That is regulating your milk. That is telling your body that this baby needs more milk. And it's a good thing that it's happening. Okay. It's when baby's way of helping to regulate your supply. It can be very tiring, but it's normal, healthy, and temporary. It could happen for a week. So you want to count how many feeds you had in that 24-hour period. So if baby ate every hour for 6 hours, that's 6, right? Typically, you want closer to 10 feeds in a 24-hour period. Okay. And then babies want to sleep, right? You're going to have to let them sleep. So you let them go the 3 hours after that cluster feeding every hour. So get a couple hours sleep when they are sleeping. Go ahead and attempt at 3 hours. Hand express a little bit. It's telling your body, okay, I still need to make more milk because you want your milk to fully come in. Baby doesn't wake up, doesn't eat. Give a little bit you got. Give it to a baby in the syringe. Let baby sleep because they fed for 6 every hour, right? 6 times already. Comes up to the next 3 hours. Do the same thing. Attempt. 9. Hand express. Take a nap, right? Okay. So it can also happen 3 weeks, 3 months, 6 months. That is a growth spurt. Your baby's growing. Okay. We'll go to the next one. All right. How much and how often? We talked about that just a little bit ago, but I'm going to go over it again. Newborns typically breastfeed from at least 8 to 12 times in a 24-hour period. Typically, you want more, closer to the 10 to 12 or more. Every baby is a little different. To know if your baby's getting enough, this is your signs you need to look for. So when you're in the hospital, babies typically always lose weight. That's normal. When it gets to 10% or more, that's when doctors look at things that you need to start pumping more. You need to start expressing more. You need to do that. So you follow whatever your doctor says to do there. If you are completely against formula, and that is fine, ask and see if they have donor milk. Donor milk is fine. It's all been tested. It's all of that, especially through hospitals. But hand expression is your best friend. I'll tell you that right now. Hand expression is your best friend. Other things you want to look for. So when baby's a day old, they get one wet, one dirty. 2 days, they get 2 and 2. 3 days, 3 and 3. By 4 days, they should have 6 wets. So if baby is having wets and dirties, okay, baby's getting enough in the hospital. So now, 2 days later, you're going to go to the doctor. They're going to weigh the baby. Baby may have lost a little bit, and that's fine. So by 2 weeks old, they should be back to their birth weight. So when they're back to their birth weight, they should typically start gaining from there on. Okay. And wet and dirties. So wets are very important. That shows you things are happening in the body and baby's getting enough. Okay. All right. Let's see. So baby should eat every 2 to 3 hours mathematically. But if they've cluster fed and they've ate 6 times, they need to sleep too. Okay. So I want you to also think of this. We say Oh, babies have to eat every 2 to 3 hours. You really shouldn't be looking at the clock unless you're timing your feeds, and you need to write all that down. So, what I need for you to do is if baby is looking to breastfeed, you have those early cues, put the baby to breast. Don't wait to that 3 hours. They're hungry and they're regulating your breast milk. So don't really watch that clock unless they haven't woke up for that third hour. Then you need to attempt. So anytime baby's looking for the breast, put them to breast. You're going to do lots of baby wearing. So get one of those things that wear your baby. They love skin to skin. Dads can help at that point too, because what you'll do then when it's a cluster feeding time, you guys are going to have to work together, or your partner, whomever is going to help you with your recovery part. Okay. If babies just want skin to skin, and that may be just what it is with during the cluster feeding part. Okay. Dad's going to wear that baby until baby starts looking for his breast and he doesn't have anything to feed baby. So you'll be sleeping when that's happening, when dad has baby. When baby starts to look for the breast, dad's going to wake you up, let you go pee, get baby ready. You come back, you feed. Dad takes a nap. Even if it's 15, 20 minutes, you got to share that for a little while. For the first couple of weeks is going to be the hardest, and then it's going to start to regulate. So just wanted to make sure that you guys know that. And let's go to the next. Okay. There was something else I was going to tell you guys. So you also want to make sure that you have, if your nipples do not erect out, okay? If they're, let's see this one, flat like this, have a barely a nipple, or it's inverted inside, you may need some tools, okay? Talk to your lactation consultant in the hospital or your nurse. I see a lot about the nipple shields, okay? And moms have perfect nipples, but they go ahead and use them. If you use them, I'm just going to teach you how to put these on, because there's a technique that you have to do, or you're going to get pinchy and hurt, because they're going to use this part right here as the pacifier, and your nipple could be just barely getting there. Could you imagine if baby's right there on your nipple? Oh my God, that's going to hurt. So this here, I want you to invert like in some sombrero. Okay, invert it halfway over. I know you can't see this one. Invert it and then let it pop out. Now that nipple is really in there. You want that nipple as close to the top as you can, because you're going to want baby back here still. Back here, not here, because that's going to hurt. So flipping that nipple shield is your best friend. Please note that. Okay. And then if you use one of these, you have to pump after, because babies typically can't get further back because they like this. They like the hardness. They're going to stay right there. So pump. Okay. All right. So I want you to know that you've got this. Breastfeeding is a journey, and every journey looks different. Okay. You're designed to nourish your baby. Your baby will show you what they need and when they're ready. And even with all of this information, there may still be moments when you feel unsure. Okay, because when you go home, you don't have someone right there to help you. Okay. So I wanted to let you guys know, inside my membership, you get ongoing support when things come up. I'm always here for you. Guidance so you're not second guessing, helping with latch, supply, pumping, and real life challenges. When you go back to work, what do you do? When do I start pumping? When do I do this? If you want support when baby gets here, type support in the chat. I'll reach out to you and send you more details. Okay. Because the truth is, when baby gets here, you're going to be like, okay, what do I do now? And you're going to need some help. So get a hold of me if you would love to be in the membership. I will be there for you. Just know that I'm here for you through it all. There's a lot of stuff on social media that's not correct. Even if you're in those moms groups and you're asking all the questions, those aren't the best place to go. Of course, you can ask your questions, but you need someone that knows what they're talking about and give you solid proof. Okay. Solid answers, all of that. All right. So no questions are too small. If you're wondering about something, someone else is too. Drop your questions in the chat and I'll answer them. And if you need one ongoing support after baby arrives, get a hold of me, send me a message, put it in the chat, put it in the discussion boards, whatever you need, let me know and we can work it out. Okay. So that is all I have right now. There a lot more learning, and I want to congratulate you on your new baby. So even though you don't think you need support right now, you kind of do. So send me a message. Let's get on the support wait list and till baby gets here. That way you are connected with me, get to know me, trust me, and everything like that. So if you need anything, hit me up and I am there for you. So congratulations and have a great day.